someone was working on an equation today in which I'm seeing over here, and it was angel light on FB, and it was mentioned that 40 years of exile and 40 years in the 400 years in exile and 40 years in the wilderness and 40 weeks of pregnancy and four corners of the pyramid and four corners of the earth. 4 is a powerful number. Now, every 4 years is a leap year. We leap over our enemies, as it was said by one. And in between, we skip over their dates. The Jews don't follow this ludicrous counting system, which does not ever add up correctly. A leap year is a calendar year that contains an additional day added to keep the calendar year synchronized with the astronomical year or seasonal year, so-called intercalary day. And then it was going on to say that the days of the week and years repeat, if I got that correctly, every 17 years, and the 18th year repeats the first year. And it was noted to be 1461. I'm trying to look for where that number is that was posted here, but I don't need to put the add-on days. The number is actually, according to Rubik's Cube, 1458. There are 26 cubes. Each cube will have 6 sides. And on every side in this miniature cube, it's going to show me that there's a possibility of 1 through 6 dots and all the rest of area space. And this is the area space 9. Each one of these should have 9. So by having 9, every single one is 54. And since every single one is 54 times 26, we take out the calculator, go 54 times 26. 54 times 26 will be 1404, just like 1440 minutes in a day, plus 1 extra cube of 54 dots equaling to 1458. You see between 1 and 8, between what is 1 and 8 over here, area, space, and void, could be the fox, could be the IT system, could be the sun. The mathematics is 9 times 5, 9 times 6, which is Yo 11, meaning the student of Earth in creation, because the invert to what is, well, there goes those dice. The invert to what is 6 and 5 is 1 and 2, 3. And everything that is at 5 is either at 6 or at 7. So 1 would be Mars, and then the 2 would go to what would be Earth. The reason for that is I'm using V as the 5th. Let me just fix this. It's really bothering me. So that would be of this. I'm getting a little lost. The other thing is, on this Rubik's Cube, because, and I don't really want to write on it, but I do want to show you that I cannot, you see that? The only way to draw a line is from corner to corner. So if I count this only as to, I can't actually find 9 areas per face. I can actually only find 4. And the reason for that is when I draw my line across, I'm going to show you, right? All I can come up with, and the reason for that is I can't figure out where my center is exactly, but I can figure out where the corner to corners are. So this is going to give me 5. So since it's going to give me 5, it's going to give me a total of 5 on 6 areas. So that'll be 30 per cube times 27 cubes. Sorry, times 26 cubes. 26. So let me do this. is 5 areas on 6 sides on 26 cubes equals to 780, talking about a gateway. When you go into the last cube, okay, you have another 30 equaling to 810, 108, 810, and that'll be connecting to Venus. It'll be connecting to Resh or R, the 18th letter. It'll also connect to the mirror because 17, 18, 19 create this side is one side and this side is the other side. The minute you get to 10, A, B, C, D, yes, you want to go outside? You want to go outside? Come. Sorry about that. Let me get a drink. I'm going to come back. Not as much fun to work when no one's here, you know? So how you doing? So where was I? I'm a little bit all over the place. When no one shows up, I feel unbalanced. Yeah, so we're back to Rubik's Cube, to where when I'm going to measure this area space, although I usually say that it's 6 and 3 for the center because of the expression of this cube. Because the expression of this cube is now telling me 9, the expression, because it's all empty space, the only thing I can do by the builder's code is draw corner to corner because I cannot guess what's in the center. Now, the only way to get the center is to put X's in everything. Then I'm going to end up with O's in between, where the O is split between 2 areas, where it's C and C, what you will see coming together when I create that. And because of that, I now can create straight lines all over. And when I create those straight lines, I will start to create area space. Now, do I have one Rubik's Cube, or do I have another Rubik's Cube here, another Rubik's Cube here? Like gears, right? 1 Rubik's Cube, 2 Rubik's Cube, 3 Rubik's Cube, and all the way around Rubik's Cube, all the way around Rubik's Cube, right? Now, I can go here, here. So can I go on all 6 sides? I don't have that equation in my head. And if I had 10 Rubik's Cubes, I can take a look at the situation of what's going on. Right now, I'm working with 1. But if I had more than 1, like 3, I'd have 1,404 dots that can possibly be in here. I will also have a total of 810 possible positions that if each one of these, or each one of these, right, if each one of these was taken away, I'd have 26 of them. Right, each one of these, you follow what I'm saying? This is a this, larger. When you throw a pitch in baseball, you're throwing a ball regardless if it's a strike or whether it's a ball. So in that situation, the equation would be, if it's a ball, it's automatically 27. Now, if it ends up to be a called ball, then the total would be ball, ball. Otherwise, it would be ball, strike. If it was ball, ball, it would be a total of 54. Ball, ball equals to 27, and 27 is 54. And a strike, S-T-R-I-K-E, where S-T comes together as 57 and 60. In the year 2000, gold and first came together, because when I divide 57 by 3, it equals to 19. When I divide 60 by 3, it equals to 20. The letters are S and T. T is a gateway. S connects that gateway to, okay, or S or SU or HFSU, all being number 6 in gematria, connecting the E world 5 to the 7th gate, the pyramid. 765 or 7575, 7575, and also it equals to 19 or AI, and you connect it by 66 HF and by 66 S and U. I'm hoping you can understand that. So when I say the word strike, and I really like the word strike, I like the way the R and I come together. So the KE equals to 16 and 27, and 16 is 43, 53, 63, 73, 82. That's what I understand it to be. 39 and 27 is 66, 76, 77, and 5, 82. I like that because when you add them up, I get 39, and then I get 49, 57. I'm into the moon, and now I'm creating the passage, the connecting passage to 66. Then I get 77, energy and matter, Jesus Christ on the cross, and then I get 82, which is the cycle of man. That cycle of man is number 28. It is time heaven, and it only begins when it begins over here, and the encompassing of it finishes over here. See the way it's TH, and here it's IETH, fourth, fifth, sixth, and here you're going to say that more than one plural, not a plural, a syllable, and it becomes 20th, right? This is a TF, 20th. Here's fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, 19th, 20th, 20th, 19th, EENT. So we're going with the teen, right? And here we're going with a TF. Or how about just the tie, right? And connecting the IT system to the E world, time heaven, over here at 20th. So we have 1, 2, 3 equaling to 6, and then we have 4 through 20 equaling to what is 114, if I got that right. There was another thing that was very interesting. Oh, yes, I think it's over here, that when we add up the entire alphabet to a single digit, we end up 1 through 9 equals to 45, 1 through 9 equals to 45, 1 through 8 equals to 36. Total is 126, 6, 11, 16, and 1 is 4, 8, 12, 126. The numeric value for the diameter of the moon is 2160, which is 1.5 times 1440, which equals to what is the day. Now, the day is not alone. There's 7 days a week, and there's different ways of understanding how our days and our weeks work in the world we are set upon today. In order for the system to be robbed or changed over, it had to be shared with everybody. So we have a 1-6 part of the system, we have a 2-5 running system, and we have a 3-4 running system. The 3-4 running system actually runs 3 days and 1 day and 3 days, meaning the 4th day being the heart or the Wednesday. So we start on a Sunday and we finish on a Saturday. Here we have the week and we have the weekend. Here, what I like to say is what we have the 7th day or the day of rest. Touchdown. Touchdown comes with the extra point on the day of rest. Just give me a second. 4 and 3 equals to what is the house of DC. 5 and 2 is the earth. It is earth quarters. 2 and 5 break everything down into half and rebuild it through 2 and 5. Half of something, the numeric value is 5. And to build that 5 back up to one whole, 2 times 5 equals to 10. 1 plus 0 equals to 1. Just give me a second. Would you like to come in? I highly believe that if everybody is right, okay, you can all say what you want, but in order to restore a system, you have to restore that system with the reason why the system exists to start with the gears and the oil, that if the humans would not be here on this planet, this system would shut down. So therefore, by us knowing the truth, we will be resetting the system and joining hands, because we will learn the knowledge and we will stop following just because we desire a healthier bank account. Because I've been really thirsty. Now, that is, I'm not sure why you said that. Where did I do that? Because I was, Did you see that on my paper? Did you see that on my paper, Ford? Now F and D. I'm going to try and see if I can explain this because I don't have all the answers, but it's been in my head for the longest time. The OR comes together, okay, as the 15th and 18th letter. The 15th letter goes with Mars. The 18th letter is Reich. It is the end of value. I'm just trying to see how I can explain this. Wow, how do I explain it? F and D. Wow, how do I explain this? Mars and Saturn, 1.5 times what is 4 is 6. The Roman numerals of 1v1, that if you put them close together, will create the letter M. 1v1 is 4, 5, and 6. We'll also say Federation. The gold is within the F and the D. We do not need these two. All I need is the first and the last to create that equation. Inside of F, that when you go ahead and take the F letter, let's see if I can do this, and also numeric values 6 and 4 refers to, and we'll create DC, or the house of DC. It's going to create the dividing gate because it uses number 3 and 4. Why I say the house is because 68 is house, 3434 is 68. I can reduce it, I can raise it up and see where it goes to on the next level. 6 times 4, 6 plus 4 is what is 24, and that is what divides 6 and 8. 6 and 8 is the hexagon with the octagon, and inside the octagon is actually 4 hexagons. You can create 4 hexagons inside an octagon, but this octagon has to be created Mars is number 51. Now, inside of 1 and 5 is 2, 3, 4, or 4, 3, 2, which is our vibration. Or it's going to be what is 3 times 1440. And this is what is, did I get that right? And this is how many minutes there are in a day. Just going to leave that out. Another thing is that, where am I with Ford? This is the 6th letter. This is the 15th letter. This is the 18th letter. And this is the 4th letter. So we have 6 and 6 and 9 and 4, 13, 19 equals to 25. And Jack, it becomes a hookup. Becomes a hookup because of this value. The value here is 21, 39, 43. And now we're connecting that value in direct current. Jack is known to plug in a wall. It's communication. We use it for our telephones. We add up the numeric value over here. We have 43. This equation creates 24 and 10. 24 is noted to what divides the gate because of the mathematics will create 6 and 8. This word goes for house, and in between what you have is 6 and 8, it now divides the gate. It becomes 2 for 1. These numbers, this number 10 is 6 and 4, is inverted to 1 and 6, the 6th letter and the 4th letter in Ford. And that numeric value is going to be relevant to how we achieve the number of electric and moon. It is also a payout of what is 9 to 5 when you play the game of craps. These are the odds they give us. In it is 6, 7, and 8 is what is in between the dividing gates inside the house. These two can also say 26. The card, the game, the bear, the queen. What else is within it? 5 and 9 is a direct reality to what is 9 to what is 5. to what is 9 to what is 41.5. You know, like in 1440 minutes in a day. This is your rotation inside the sun. It's the only numeric value that will recreate itself inside the cube, the 3 and the 6, or let's say 360 degrees. Now I'm going to just see if I can. Come on, I need a little bit of space for myself, eh? Come on. Give me a second. I'm going to go get the I don't have a direct answer for Ford, but I'm going to go and show you something else. What is this? John, what does it mean to connect the value in direct current? I just use these. I use these terms from where I got them from is when you use electricity and they use the AC or the DC. So that's what I like to refer to. I don't know that answer. I'd have to study it in order to understand. I don't know anything. I just know where I find the information, what the math tells me, what the word tells me, what I achieve from the word through understanding where the letters are in the alphabet. And there's also like let's say I'm just trying to figure out a word, red. So in the word red, there the word is made up of 22 and hold on a second, the word is, hold on, red, 18 and 5, 23 and 4. That's the word red. It's made up with 23 and 4, and the reason for that is odd numbers and even numbers, I have to separate them. Also, that if I'm talking about red, I can talk about red as being the devil. Red, I will work with Republican. If I work with red Republican, it also tells me that's right. If I work with red, it also tells me red when I go to use the water, it tells me red is hot. The numeric value for red might be 27. The house of bait or ball is number 27. As well, that I'm just trying to remember, red is hot. That it is numeric value for hot is number 43. The numeric value for cold is 34. It will, the numeric value, the creation of these numbers, 3 times 4, 3 plus 4, will equal to 12 and 7, 127, right? And 127, just hold on a second. 127, I'm trying to see where I am, where I just went with this. There's, so anyways, let me see. 3 times 4, 3 plus 4, 7 and 12 equals to 19. The 19th letter is S. I know it's the mirror, okay, or it is the polar of itself, because the 3 is polar to 4. Also, the 1 dot, okay, is inside the 9 dot. There are 8 that go around. So there's 8 circulating going around 1. I'd have to learn a little bit about radian or radians. Now, does radian or radians anything to do with radius, or does it come close to it? I also know that the D, yes, the number 19, what happens with number 19 is, in French, they will say 10, 9. By saying 10, it's telling me it becomes the mirror. If you take a triangle and go A, B, C, D, D is in the same position as A. And I note that when I look at this calculator, right, 1 is above 4 is above 7. So I go 1, 2, 3, and boom, next line. Then I go 4, 5, 6, boom, next line. So 1, 2, 3, well, the fourth one will always take you to the next line. So if I put this on a triangle, I'm going to try, maybe I can write over the cat here. Okay, I need this. I'm very thirsty. Can you just move a little bit forward, please? Just give me a little space. Okay. If we run the triangle, we go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. 1, 4, and 7. So now I go to the instruments of creation, which I don't even know where to calculate. Oh, it's over here, right? I go to this and I get ADG, ADG. Then I get BEH, B2, E5, H8. Then I go to IFC, and here I got C, F, and I. Not only that, if we're going to do the triangle, what we're going to get is we're going to get AJS. And then over here, we are going to get BKT. And then over here, we are going to get CLU. Triangle number 2, we are going to get DM, DMV. And then we are going to get NEW. I don't know if I did that in order. And then over here, we are going to get FOX. And then on the third triangle, right, I'm going to get GPY. And then I'm going to get HQZ. And then over here, I'm going to get, just trying to see where I am. I have the F, I have the C. Okay, I'm going to get I and R. Just let me take a drink of this. I'll be back in a sec. Where does this come from? The family of D4, M13, V22, 4, 4, 4. New is 14, 5, and 23, 2 and 3, 5, 5, 1, and 4, 5. X, 24, O, 15, F6, 6, 6, 6. BKT is 2, 11, and 20, 2, 2, 2. And over here is 21, 3, 12, 3. And then we have C3. And over here we have 1 and 10 and 19, equaling to what is 1, 1, and 1. So that's this base formation that we run off of this reality. And so does Tesla. When Tesla had its okay, there's deeper connections. If you can teach me something new, that would be fantastic. There's also the inverted connections to what is new. When you have new, come on. When you have the word new, the invert alphabet to NEW, okay, is going to be M, V, and W is going to be 23 is D. So this are polars to each other. If you're going to go AJS, I am going to have Z, Q, and H. Or how about headquarters? This over here will be 999 to a single digit, or 27, 27, 27. If I want to compare it, to the cube, and I take 2 cubes to do it. If I'm going to go number 5, I'm going to look over here. This one is number 5. The invert is the 9. So this new is now going to go to where the 9 is. Over here, new higher. Another thing is the cycles, the 1, 4, 7 cycle. The 1 month in February to the 4 months of 30 days to the 7 months of 31 days, running in the cycle of either 17 years plus 1. And the reason for that is because everything begins before you get your averages. You have to get at least 3 years in to get your average in the second year. Also because days repeat. If you go and check out what day it was 17 years ago, I think that's the number. And if you go check out what day it was August 14th. It was Sunday, and it was 17 years ago. It was the same thing. They just keep repeating. So this is times 31 times 30, and this is times 1, and then it becomes the 29th. In the leap year, it becomes the 29th. 1 times this is 29. So you end up with 1, 3, 4 in this situation. 3 and 1, 4. 3 plus 0 is 3. The other thing about this is if I divide this, or this, 1, 4, or 7 by number 3, I am going to get this comes in 1/3. When you work in thirds, it's actually, for me, working in thirds is a whole. It ends. There is no perfect. The thirds are the end. It's you have 3 periods in hockey. That's whole. When you work to the day, 4 times 4, 16. 4 plus 4, 8. 8 or 16 is P and H, like in the word phi, where it comes together. Phi comes together. They're inverted on the cube. 4 to the power of 4, 16p. 3 to the power of 3, 3 to the power of 2, or 3 by 3, 9 is I, and you have pi. Everything gets divided between these two numbers. Also, ABC, add D, you now create the mirror, or you create the opposite side. Have you ever thought about why 60 seconds? Why not 100%, 100 seconds? Well, that 4, right? That 4. Right? If you go 4, 3, 2, 1, it equals to 10. 1, 2, 3 equals to 6. Add 4 equals to 10. 1 plus 0 equals to 1. We start over again. So also when you do the word F and D again, when you go A, B, C, D, what happens is A, B, C is 6. You're adding the D. So F and D come together like in the word Ford. Another thing is when you write Ford, just want to go to this one little thing I saw the other day. Ford. I have to look for an image. There's an image I found the other day. And also, it's very funny because when you look at the Ford symbol, right, it's bringing in the E into it, this little thing over here. Right? At the same time, you can possibly say J, and there's a whole, I can't really figure out what this all is. It is definitely the F, the J, capital J, that fancy J is also in the word. It also looks like a T inside what the F is, but for me, I like the way the F brings in the E, telling me EF 11. Yo, our creation between Earth and Mars. And I'm just trying to understand all the symbols that come between connecting the O to the D, and they're using this little design to do it. Anyways, that's not the word I want. I wanted it off the back of a truck. I'm looking for the back of a truck I seen the other day. And just when you want to look for it, I can't find it. I'm looking for the back of a truck. Can't find it. Can't find it. Wow. I need the back of a Ford truck. I need the logo. Just give me a second. I will find. Oh, is that it? Almost. This is almost it. Let me see if I can look it up. Ford in the back of a pickup truck. Let me see. Wow, I can't believe I can't see it. Different Ford logos on the back of a truck. I can't find it. It's got to be a straight, natural, no fancy stuff. It won't show it to me. Unbelievable. I see it on the road all the time, and I'm not seeing it. Sorry, I don't want to block anybody or stop, or I hope I don't forget anything, but I need to see this. I need to show it to you, because what happens if I can't find it? Ford trucks. Show me the back of a Ford truck. They're not showing me the back of any Ford trucks. They will not give up that information. Jiminy crackers. No, they're not going to show it to me, so I'm just going to tell you, you're going to have to take my word for it. In the artwork on the letter F, it turns into a 3. So instead of saying F6, it's now going to be a 3, and it's going to say 30. The capital letter of R is actually, if you take a good look at it, and if a child would be writing it, it would be 1 and 2. So now you have 3012. And then the D, I like to think of it as a 1C coming together, or D is also noted as 500 in Roman numerals. So can I switch these around? Also to note that if I was spinning this like this, D here, F over here. Now, when the back side is here, F is here, D is here. When the front side is here, D is here, F is here. D, 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 F. And why is that? Because 4D, F6 is on the other side of each other. And in the word for federal or federation, DEF, those letters are always seem to be together for me. When I write V1, Roman numerals, it shows me 4, 5, and 6. So therefore, 4, 5, and 6, the 4 and the 6 letter coming together, where Saturn and Mars are working together. And if we were working Saturn and Mars here, it would tell me something, that 4 is also inside the 6 planet Saturn, as well it's inside of Jupiter. Since the builder's code tells me this is a half-life, it also tells me that really nothing works in squares, it works in rectangulars. So I'd be cutting off this area here, taking out that, this area here, taking out that, this area here, taking out that. And then Rubik's Cube shows me 3 different levels, 3 pucks, right? But it would only be working these 6 numbers at a time. According to games, and the game is roulette, it never shows you to bet on 9 numbers. You have a bet for 6 numbers, you have a bet for 3 numbers, you have a bet for 12 numbers, you have a bet for 18 numbers. Now, when you go to the bet for 18 numbers, 9 and the polar side or the mirror side, 9, that's my 18. Where are my 12 numbers? I'd have to think about that one. I'm not quite sure. I never looked at it. 3, 6, maybe it could be the 4 corners, as 3 colors, 3 colors, 3 colors is 12, as 2 colors and 2 colors and 2 colors and 2 colors is 8. When you have the betting in roulette, when you pick up 2 numbers and divide them up, a chip between 2 numbers, that is going to pay you 17-1. If you take a chip and you put it right on, it's 35-1. And if you put it on 4 corners, it's 8-1. Well, 3 and 5 is 8, and in between 2, 70-1 is 8. So you have 3 payouts that are 8, 8, and 8 on the cube. I just wanted to read this. Ford, I just want to see 10 and 30. It's 43. Yes, Ford is also number 43. And then they have the Ford 150. And again, we're back to Mars. When you're saying, oh, say, can you see? We're referring to Mars. We're referring to quarter time. This was over here, 3 corners of creation. We have DMVN. Okay, if we're going to explore, where are we going to go? What are we going to explore? Help me out. I'm basically learning every single day. I don't have all the answers. Only we have the answers. And when we consciously think and know and start to work together, we will start to change. I believe things will just change somehow. Somehow something's going to happen. I have to believe it. And also, I was reading an article, and the article seemed to be true, that I'm a collector, and I'm collecting from you, even if you don't know. Because somebody else said, you did something bad, and we're bad. We're not nice to each other. We're not trusting, because we go get a job and we follow very restricted rules, even if they don't make any sense, because you want to bring home Dino the dog, dinero. Living life and doing things in denial of the truth. The Nile River. I'm really not sure where I was going to go with anything tonight. I just want to keep looking this over. What happens with 6 and 4 also is that the mathematics, this equals to what is 34. Number 34 is also reflected as 1, and the word cold. Cold becomes blue. Cold becomes blue, and it's also for a boy, and it's number 34. When you bring cold and hot together, you now get the word warm, which can be an average temperature between the two. And if I'm going to use the word average, now I'm going to create a new equation, and the average comes where the 5 key is on the keyboard, and it's telling me about the division of the heavens between what is 6, the light, and what is 9, the birth. The reason for that is in the artwork. This is what I see in the artwork. And it comes like this: 3 times 3 equals to 9. 3 plus 3 equals to 6. 9 times 6 equals to 54. 9 and 6 equals to 15. This is where this comes in. R-I-E, hold on. I'm going to use it this way. Okay, this I don't have any story for this yet. I'm going to have to look a little deeper. I'm going to explain to you where I got it. Where I got this, okay, actually, I got to add in one more letter. The C is for the 3. I like to say credit card, right? Command and create. So the 3 is C. The 9 is I. The 6 is F. 9 times 6, 54, 5 and 4. The 5 and the fourth letter is E and D. Here is your E and D. The first and the fifth letter, the first and the fifth letter. I end up creating these two different equations. So my 3 times 3 is 9, and I'm going to create my number 9. You can do it another way if you want, right? I'm going to create 3 plus 3. I'm going to create or design the letter 6. When I design this, it looks like the percentage key. So if it's the percentage key, I like to just see what it can do in art. It might mean something, it might mean nothing, but it's showing me that there is like some sort of passage. These are all obligations. And then I go ahead like that. I create Lamed, and I put another Lamed over here. And then we have this way, or is it this way here, 2 different areas going to both ways. And then there's a setting point over here. And then there's a coming out from this. You notice the way this one is blocked? It's coming out this way. Or is it standing tall and there's 2 buildings? So there's a bunch of ways that we can look at this, right? I can also continue on with the artwork. And we can just create this design over here. Note that when you look at this, right, it's like between the buildings, it also could be looking like army stripes over here. So now we have 1 tower in the center, 2 towers on the side. So that's this little design between 3 times 3, 3 plus 3. And when you do it, if you're looking and working with the cubes, right, once you flip over those 3s, now you're working with 44. Now, if you go to the game of craps, you're going to be talking about the hard ways, right? So 4 times 4 equals to 16. 4 plus 4 equals to 0.8. I like to say this is 2/3. I want to work with the ram, and this is going to be 1/3, and this is going to be working with the moon. And the reason for that, I work with the moon. I also like to work with man on this. The number 169, I like to take the Monopoly board. I like to take number 88, purple.
I like to take Pegasus, which is number 88. I like to take the word window, which is number 88. And what's ironic is there's 4 areas around here, A, B, C, D equals to 10. And then there's 2 more areas over here. 4 areas and 2 areas. So do I go 1 and 2 areas equals to 3, and then do I go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 equals to 10? Should I do it that way? Or should I go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 areas equaling to 10, and then 5, the 5th and the 6th area over here? I shouldn't have done it this way. This is another equation. Also, the initials are like Jesus Christ, and this equals to 11. And now we have Windows 10, Windows 11 in this reality over here. Now, I was speaking earlier on about number 19, and what it is with 19 is A, B, C, D equals to 10. I know it's complicated. I have no schedule. I'm a little bit all over the place. I'm really sorry. I'd like to work off some of your questions. Maybe it'll help me stabilize a little bit to help explain everything. But what this is in French, you will say this word in order to get that. It's not like saying 11. When you say 11, you just say owns. It's only when you get to 19 or 18 or 17 is when you're going to say 10 and 9, 10 and 8, and 10 and 7. And because of that, I know it's the polarity of what is not A, B, C, but what is A, B, C, D equals to 10 equals to 6. The difference is D4. This plus this equals to what this is. The thing about 10, it's a black color. When you go to 19, it becomes 19 red. It is 18 black. It is 18 red. It is 17 black. So the house and Mars go into this one over here because it's become 17, 34, 51, 68. It is 18, 36, 54, 72. In the house of Bait, the gate in the house of Bait, here is the house, here is Mars, here is cold blue DC, here is Q. This is all going to be relevant in Mars. Number 19 and number 38 is gold, number 57 is moon, and Earth and Mars come together as 7 and 6. Earth being 7, Mars being 6. In Liberty of 55, here's your AI coming in through the moon over here. This one, 18, will be the sun, and 17 will be your Mars. We polarize at 68, 72, and 76, bringing us over here to 5, 9, and 4. 7 and 6 is 13. This is where the bar mitzvah comes in, and it comes in with the moon. It comes in with gold, what is first, and in a high because of this. And it's all on the mirror side. It's on the D side, if I can explain that properly. There's so many things going on. Anyways, we're going to go back to what is the 4 times 4, 4 plus 4 is 16 plus 8 equaling to 24. That numeric value of 24, 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 equals to 6 and 8. And it's a division on these cubes. 6 is on one side, 8 is on the other. 5 is on one side, 9 is on the other. 4 is on one side, 10 is on the other. What are the possibilities to get these numbers? Another thing is where will we get, and how would you want to discuss 7, 8, and 9? 7, 8, and 9 are different. 7, 8, or 9, that with 8 is what is in between 6, coming through the 7th gate into the heavens. 9 is what is in between 5, coming through the 7th gate, the birth, into the heavens. And then you have 10. 10 is coming through the 7th gate. Sorry, I don't want to use 10. I want to use 11. Okay, I'll use 10. 10 is where the mirror comes in, and it's inside of what is 4. Remember we went 1, 2, 3, 4 equals to 10 because the reality of that is here. And what happens here? This is where man comes in, has the bar mitzvah, and is in rotation of the moon. 13. Or 103, we can say Mercury. Or 103, we can say September, where we have the 9th month, but they're actually saying at the beginning of the word 7, just like October, which is a reflection in with the sun because it's number 18. It is the 10th month, but it's reflecting to the octagon. And inside the octagon, you can create these hexagons. And to note that with your 6 and 9, it's going to be rotated. Hold on a second. I don't know if I'm hoping I'm using the right words, that this is working with a hexagon. And the reason for that is when you create that design, right? Here is your hexagon, your six lines. Now, if you want to create the 6 is noted to be, I like to work with Jack as being 6. Although the word Jack is 25, I'm going to explain it. The number of eyes in the deck of cards for the Jack is 6. For the King is 7, and for the Queen, okay, is going to be 8. The total is 21. If you go to the deck of cards, everything I do can be found somewhere. I'm not making anything up. The only thing I'm bringing to you is all the stories that come along and where I found everything. So, and also take a look at that. 808 bicycle cards. 88 creates a gate. 8 times 8, 64. 6 and 4, 10. 1 plus 0, 1. 8 and 8 is 16. 1 and 6, 7. 1 and 7, or Q, comes together in 88. And when you add it together, 64 and 16, it equals to 80. 8 plus 0 is 8, so 88 comes into 8. And that is back to where did we get purple equals to 88. And the way to get that is through red and blue. And we talk about red hot, and we talked about blue cold. That cold is 34, and red hot is 43. Where this is going to get right into the number 19. So it's going to refer into red, and it's going to refer into over here, into the moon, number 57. What's ironic about that number is 5 and 7 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3 is creation. And in this year over here, there were 75,075 moons. It just works out so perfect. And if I wanted to find this, I want to see if I can. Are you on top of something over here? I'm trying to see if I can find it. I don't know if I have that here. Just let me see if I have it here. No, I don't have it on this one. Just give me a second. Over here. Here's the roulette wheel. There you go, Leo. I have to take that off for a minute. I got to come up. There's also a reason for the 50-yard line and the 55-yard line. Orphelin roulette. So when we go to Orphelin roulette, it's all over the place. So you can see this board here. And over here, it's 1776. The total is 57. 3 numbers. 19 by 3, 57. Here it's 5 numbers. 5 times 15, the numeric value Mars, equals to 75, 21, 35, 66, 75, 57, 75. Orphan, Orphelin, Morpheus, take it as you want, 57, 75, referring back to the moon. 13 on one side to 34 on the other side. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 will converge to create that value. So where are we back? So here purple, right, is where the red and blue comes together to create that 88. Pegasus over here, 88. Windows 88. And Windows is Mars. The numeric value for Mars is 51. So with this one over here, I only can draw a line here. I can draw a single line here. If I was thinking about the Queen, I would draw it this way, right? The same design as I have here. So that would create Mars windows. Earth is 52. And when I have 52, I have to separate the lines here and separate the lines here, giving me a 3x3 formation and a 2x2 formation. Ape is number 22. You bust in blackjack at number 22. I know it sounds so simple. At the same time, in order to create the 4 cells, it's going to be encountered with what is 4 dots on the outside, 4 dots on the inside, and then 1 dot in the center. There will be a total of 9 dots, 4 and 9 coming together. This finger over here, the 4th finger, Mars, mirror, and birth. 5 fingers on one hand, 4 fingers on the other to get to this finger over here. But this finger doesn't only get Mars as the numeric value as the 4th planet. It also brings you the 9 birth, as well number 19. The reason for 19 is you got 10 toes, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So we end up in this position over here on the ring finger, number 19, AI connected. We have married with the moons, the gold and the moons. Gold equaling to 1, silver equaling to 2, bronze equaling to 3. Now, what does bronze have in common, and what do these numbers do? Well, first of all, I use these numbers in the Olympic, therefore I'm taking out the Olympic symbol, and I'm going to use circles. Bronze, what it has in common with gold and silver is that the tin that is in bronze will create the shiny silver look, and bronze also looks like gold. It doesn't have to be gold, because if your eyes don't know, then your mental reality will be connecting to, you don't need to know everything. You just need to know what I'm just not sure which words to use. Also, words. If I say two what? Two as a word, or I went to the market, or I have too much. So what we hear is not the same as what we see and what we write as the I'm not sure where it is. A little bit tired. Sorry about that. Let me go back to the comments. Thank you, Watkins. Much appreciated. I was asked today, why am I doing this? For the truth. I want, if we were made in God's image, true or false, doesn't make a difference. There's enough people on this planet that if they want to believe, that's fine. We have created a dictionary with definitions. We have created ways to speak, verbs, nouns, adverbs, and then we created definitions. We created things called the web. We have dictionaries. Everything has a definition, a rule, a regulation. Did we create it? Well, if we were created in God's image, then everything we do and say has come from somewhere and is a word for a reason. You think you did it? Well, you sort of did. You found it. This is like going out and finding things. And what we learn is what we found, right? You learned it, you remember it, you know it. We shuffle the deck of cards. There's 52 cards in the deck, 14 by 3, 52 the equivalent to the numeric value of what is Earth. I like to do it in multiple languages, and I'm not sure what it is in the Spanish language. Could it be soul, or is soul the sun, or is it S-O-U-L or S-O-L? As we say it. So then once you say it, you got to use it in each realm. Even if I'm not looking for the phrase or what the whole sentence says. I just need individual pieces to understand the individual pieces. Hockey is now understood to be in 3 periods. So anything complete at 90 is complete, and 4 by 90, 360 degrees, it is complete. It's not 100%. If you go back to the clock, like I said before, we don't run at 100 seconds, we run at 60. So therefore, we're running 2/3 of what is inside a 90-degree angle. Also to note that when you turn a dice cube, 1 turn of the dice cube is 90 degrees, but if you're flipping to the polar side, it's 180 degrees. Well, what it is 3 times 6 is 18 or 180. 3 plus 6 is 9, and that's your 90 degrees. 9 and 18 are polarized of each other. It is the letter I and the letter R. 9 and 9, 9 and 9 equals to the word of what is 13. 9 and 9 equals to what is the word Jupiter, dividing things up, dividing earth up. Terre in French meaning to earth. What is a Jew or a wedge? Also, it is dividing it up by the moon. In French, they will say G for a J and J for a G. And also the earth a numeric value for that is 52. 5 times 2, 10. J, 5 plus 2. 5 plus 2, 7. In French, they exchange the sounds of the those two letters of the J and the G. The same time, if they're changing it, 10 is 1 plus 0 is 1. G is 7, 1 and 7 again. We have Q. So we have multiple ways of getting Q. Even through what is 99, the multiplication of 99 equals to 18 and 81. Either 18 or 81, regardless of which one you're going to take, will create 8 and 9, which is the word, which are the letters high. And 8 and 9 are the same letters, and it is a high Q when they are added up. They also have a game for it with rules and regulations. The game is called Baccarat. When I see the game and understand a little bit about the game, what I see right away inside the game, it says the word cat and rat inside the game. And I know right away they're talking about Earth, and they're also talking about dogs and cats. They're also talking about the word Saturn. The word Saturn is broken up to say have the letters S, U, and N, and the other three of the other letters are R-A-T, rat or tar. Now, I like to look at tar being that black tar. I have to go back to the matrix and understand the black tar a little bit. Tar is black, knowing that it is black. It is number 29, knowing that the word or the two letters coming together, the IT system of creation, which to come to create these two numbers, it's going to be number 14. 1 times 4, 1 plus 4 is going to create what is 5 and 4. 5 times 4, 5 plus 4 equals to 20T, and 5 and 4, I9. T is also noted to be the point of the pyramid, in which the G is also a point of the pyramid. Where do I get this? When I write or design, let me see this. When I do this over here, this number 7 over here is T, and this number 7 over here is G. This is counting 1 through 7, through 1, through 7, through 1. This is gematria. The gematria 7, the gematria of the gate, the 7 months of 30 days. And what do I go in there? Who fits inside of there? I sometimes like to look at it like, hold on a second. I figured this piece out once. I don't remember that reality. Here is where Mars and Pluto come in between 4 and 9. And remember, we start at the 4th planet because it's 4th, TH. It is not a gold. In the Olympics, it's first, ST. Second, ND, ST, ND, stand on 17. Third is RD, standard. And then it's 4th. Number 4 runs all the way. Hold on a second. Number 4 will run. How do I get this off? Number 4 runs all the way to 20th. And then when you're also this little piece over here, where does number 8 come from? Well, I cannot get 9 and 8, 17, 1 plus 7 equals to 8. I cannot get 8 and 9. So I'm using 8 into 8, 17 and 71. Then I have a 44. So I end up with a single bar in the center over here, right? So I'm going to revert to the single bar as Mars. So I'm going to revert to Mars as the hard way. If I work with number 5, there is no hard way with number 5, but you can see that there's a separation over here. But then over here in the high numbers, I come back to Mars. Why is this? I'm going to show you. 5 and 5, 4 and 1 and 1 and 4, 2 and 3 and 3 and 2. There is nothing in between. And every single one of these add up to 5. But when I come to this one over here, it creates 14 and 14, 14 and 14. 7 and 7 is 14. It's an automatic bar. Earth is noted to have 2 sides. Mars is noted to have 1. Only because of their numeric value. When we do number 6, it's the same thing, right? But we have the invert. You see the 3 and 3? is over here, 6 and 6, 1 and 5, 2 and 4, and then 3 and 3. And then we have the high numbers, 6 and 9 is 15, 1 and 5 is 6, and here's your 15 here. So this is one area of the result that's inside of this area. I don't understand it yet, but this is what it actually creates. When you come to number 7, it's 7 and 70, 61 and 16, 25 and 52, and here's an Earth area. So you know right away with 34 and 43, it's cold and it's hot. You put them together, it becomes purple. You're now creating the window, or what I try to understand is a gate, 7, the 7th gate. Here's number 8. And in number 8, it's same thing. This part 8 and 9 will say high, this high Q, and is the only number, one of the only numbers that I know that 1 and 2 are part of what is 3. So when you have 1 and 2, you can take that situation and put it together. And only 9 and 8. And in the game of Baccarat, they call it a natural. Also, 10 in Baccarat ends up to be 0. So 9 times 8 equals to 72. So let's just say 7 and 2, house of bet, right? And then 9 and 8 is 17. So you notice we went 1, 7, and then 2, 7. Inside of 1 and 2 come together to create 3, 7 and 8, which is a gateway. Did I get that right? 17, hold on a second. No, 17 and 27. So 7 and 7 is also energy. 77 is also Christ. 77 is also the student. And the reason for that, it's that student in creation, because 7 times 7 is 49. Coming back to Mars and birth, 7 and 7 is 14. The DNA, it'll create the IT system. That numeric value will match up with the sun, and it'll match up with the letter Resh and K. R, K come together. So you have, when R and K come together, you have the high Q, you have the birth in the heavens, because the 8th and the 9th letter are I and H, and you have 17 for what is Q, which is G, which is the gateway. You're 3 and 4, 7. You're 2 and 5, 7. You're 1 and 6, 7. The expression of breaking up the 7 days to where you have the 1 day in between the 3, 1, 3 days. And now that is going to lead us back to 5775, which I think for those of you who are here long enough is that 13, 31, 13 is going to be 57, to where 13, 31, so where 31, 13, 31 will be 75, you have 57, 75. That in 5,775 years, based on 13 moons, you have 75,075. Now, the moon is apparently supposed to control the ocean, and the numeric value for the movement of the ocean, the understanding that the moon works with time, is that 5 times 7 equals to what is 35. 5 plus 7 is 12, plus 35 equals to 47. The numeric value for time is 47. The numeric value for energy is 74. The numeric value for Jesus is number 74. The numeric value for time is number 74. When you add it up and you multiply it, it says 7 by 4, 28. 7 plus 4, 11 equals to 39. The word angel is 39. The word 10 is equal to 39. In which, now that you do that, we can bring in 1776 and Einstein into this equation. I'm going to get to that question. I know I'm all over the place, but there's so much information out there that (1776), 888, 592, 444, 290. Let me see this. Times 1, times 2, times 3, times 4, times 6, times 8. 8 times 222. Is it 296? 296. So when you do this, 18, 9, 21, 2, 3, this becomes 24. Remember that everything splits between 6 and 8, right? So you'll have this on the low side, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You'll have 16 and 8 on the high side. 24 hours, the division between night and day. This is where it begins, and this is the other side of it, right? Also to note that the year 2023 or 2024, we have a division because the invert of this is here. 23 and 4, 27, 24 and 3, 27. So there's an invert. We just completed this year. This year is complete. By those who follow the calendar of the moon, we have completed the year 5773. Sorry, 5783, but that's not true. We have completed 5783 plus the year we are in. We will be completing the year 5784, and we will be going into the year 5785 in September. I just wanted to do something. 5775 divided by 5 is 5 by 15 is 75, and 3 by 19. 19 and 15 is 34. I did this because when I was calculating the Orphelin roulette, there were three numbers, and here there were 5 numbers. Another thing, you can say canine, which equals to dog, but you refer to cat of having 9 lives. And just to note, when you write the letter K, it is the 11th letter in the alphabet. So if it's a K9 and you want to replace the 9 with a letter, it would actually say K11 and then the letter. So this would be what is your 911. So it's not for nothing. It says it in its own words. So now we're going to go 6 and 8, 14, 16, 26, 28, 15 and 9 and 13 is 28, and 11 is 39. 15, 24, 26, 28, and then we're going to go 1. So when we write the word Einstein and everything is relative, the S and T is 39. The E and I is 14 to what is the N is 14 to what is the E and 9, 14 to what is the N, 14. We end up with 28, 39, 28. The same thing relevant to 1776, where the answer is 5 and 9, the invert of the cube. This is your in between here is 6, 7, and 8. 21, dividing the house. The invert of this, the polarity of that, is your 432 vibration, which is 3 days of 1440 minutes. Once you add the 4th day into it, this one is 4320, and 1440 equals to 5760 in what is known to be the year 2000. To when I divide, see the 76, when I divide this by 3, it gives me to number 19. When I divide this by 3, it brings me to 20. Or how about first? The first, what is first and what is last? So that's this basic equation over here. Let me see where I jumped to, where I didn't jump to. Another thing is inside of this, that 3 times 3, we're going to now go to where we had 6, 7. Also note that Mars 51, 1 and 5 is 6. Earth 52, 5 and 2 is 7. In the spirit of 76, in the spirit of Mars and Earth, we can also put Mars, right, as the 4th planet if we want to look at it this way. Or we can say number 51 is going 5 and 1 if you want to talk about it like this. And if you want to talk about Earth, we can also do this. 5 and 1 is 2. We can go, right? We can look at it that way to a single digit. Pythagorean is what taught me that. So we spoke about the cells of Mars, where Mars becomes the window. The inverted word to Mars, M is N, A is Z, R is I, and S is H. And if you write it forward, it says Heinz. When we come to create artwork through the H and the I, yes, I'm going to tell you, when I was a child, everybody wrote the I this way. When they came out with the keyboard, they put the I this way, telling us that L and I, capital L small l and capital I now look the same. Maybe that's referring to 11. So here's where we get HI, and then we get the N and the Z. So if I create the N and the Z, I will create the N over here, and I'll create the Z over here. So now we have like this star-like barn door. And that would be your word Heinz, and it would be relative to what is Mars. When it comes to Earth, depending whether we keep it this way or whether we box it in, if we box in Earth, well, we don't even have to box in what is Mars, but when I box in Earth, I get 9 squares, but I get a total of 16 corners to match up. 9 and 16. The letters are pi. One area of 4, and then 12 on the outside, and that would be the purple ball and pull. 1 and 2 is 3. The purple ball and pull is now telling me about the direct current of DC or CD, whichever way you want to look at it. This is the purple ball. Purple is made up between red and blue. Red and blue known as Republican and Democrat. Democrat, they say, is left. Republic, they say, is right. And what's funny about that is that when you're writing, lefties usually turn their arm like this. When you want to drive your bicycle and use your arms, that's going to be another signal that we're going to use. Let me see where else we are at. Believe it or not, when you look at this, I don't have it the right way. If we can flip this upside down, if you look at it, the neck of a guitar, anything that goes to a point in drawings is usually distance. Also to note that if you just look at this part over here, it's 1/2 of the hexagon. One part of a hexagon can be finished into a pentagram, an octagon, and that. Yeah, yes. Here's our candles. It just so happens at my synagogue, there's 5 candles on one side for the women, and there's 7 for the men. Here is Tesla, Nikola Tesla, 3, 6, and 9. For those who haven't seen this before, in this one over here where it's leaning to the left, I have connected 147 with 369. In this one connected to the right, I've connected 369 with 2, 5, and 8. When I connect all of them together, it looks like this. When I take out 3, 6, and 9, I take out this perfect triangle. Do not forget, I could have put 3, 6, and 9 anywhere. The most thing that you have to understand with this, it doesn't matter if I put 147 here, 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 or here. As long as we go in order, you can start number 1 anywhere you want. If I start 1 here, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then it will keep on going. I'm hoping you can follow that. These are the obligations in this. Let me see what this is. This is the roulette table. This is just multiple boards when you put them together and how you connect them. Okay, I just want to go back to the comments. Before I go back to the comments, I'm going to take a little drink, take about a 1-minute break. So now we have what we have here. And now we're going to talk about 8. And your next one number for this is now I connect here. So I can connect my 6 in my hexagon. And now I barred it by connecting these 2 over here. Now I have 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines, and 4 lines. One is a plus, the other is a multiplication. The plus and multiplication, star system math. Trying to see if there's something we didn't see. I'm going to try and answer some questions. And a lot of my work, it's not for one person alone. I think it's for more than one person. I think we need some input. The zodiac, the pinball of everything, how you were born, going inside the zodiac. What is the star system we live in? Why is it the star system? I have to make up my own stories If I don't have the answer, I need to make up a story to understand it a different way. We have 1 moon of Mars. We have 2 moons of Earth. We have 3 moons. That's the way I see it. Earth is the third planet. Mars is the 4th planet. When we pass through that moon, we have to go here to here. Depends where the moon is. We have to run through the zodiac, or we have to run through the constellations in order to come out to the right place for where the zodiac stars are at the time of your birth. And I like to call that the spirit connect has to bounce off all of these so that it stays aligned with the alternate system into the house we live. So the pinball wizard, we have to look up the word wizard, and then the Ouija board. Refer is verb. Refer is verb. Refer is verb. It directs us to a source of information. Okay. Is this Space Invaders? Are you referring to the design? You know what? If you want to talk about space, the numeric value for space is 44. The numeric value for teen is 44. And it tells me about the division of night and day. It's talking about thirds. The moon is part of what is thirds. I like to look at the moon as thirds because of what Mecca does, the cube. There are 21 dots. I need 4 of these cubes to create 84 dots. 84, the numeric value of Pluto, and it's 3 times what is 28 cycles of the moon. I like to finish on this perfectly. And what's funny about this is that you're working with 7 and 14. 14 is 1 and 4 equals to 5, 7 and 5, 57, 75. Male 7, female 5. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3, 3 and 4 equals to 7. The bar mitzvah, 13. The female bat mitzvah is 12. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 equals to 3 and 2 equals to 5. 57, 75, bringing the male and the female. 13 and 12 also come together. Do you want to go down? You want to go down? No? Trying to help to get down. So what happens is the 12th card and the 13th card is the king and the queen. So if you're going to the 13th card, king, now we're going to refer to 7 eyes on the king, where the king of diamonds only has 1. So there's 3 cards in 1 card. If we talk about the queen, we're going to talk about 8 eyes, the heaven and the gate between the king and the queen. The queen is the heaven, the king is the gate. The king will carry with it the IT system. Is it Intel? I don't know. I'm starting to get tired. There's so many things. 25 is also the numeric, the letter Y. Letter Y, 25th letter reverting to Earth. I spoke about 7 times 7, 7 plus 7 before is 49 and 14 equaling to 63. That 63 will create the polar letters of themselves, the perfect letters I and R that come together of 36 or 360 when they're multiplied equals 18 and 9, 180 degrees and 90 degrees. And that equals to 27, the house of Bait over here. 7, 7 and 2, house of Bait. I'm just trying to see where I was with this 36. I lost my place. I disturbed my mind. I don't like to do that. I don't like to disturb my mind. Oh yes, the king and the queen. And also when you have the 7th inning stretch, 5 times 2, 10 extra innings Sunday. 5 plus 2 equals to 7. The 7th inning stretch. Dimanche in French to English says Z is for 10 and manche is for inning. So it says the 10th inning, but it's also saying Sunday. And what's ironic about the 10th inning saying Sunday is the 7th day. So now I get the 7th inning stretch when you get into the 7th inning. But if you go into overtime, you're now referring as a word as Sunday. If you can catch what I'm saying. Okay, now this is funny. It's Mars bar. That's very funny because when we have the bar. It's the bar mitzvah at the age of 13, completing 13 years. When we go to the crap table, it's marked in the crap table, we are barring 66. Why are they barring freedom? Because the word freedom is 66. There's many other words that equal to 66. It also, the mathematics will bring you to what the word is: son, S-O-N, pole, ring. Pole is 7, ring is 14. Look at that. Once I have the pole and the ring, I can't get out. Why is that? Ring is around, pole is up and down. There are 14 numbers around, there are 7 numbers up and down. But if I drilled a hole in this cube, I will only have 2 sides. 6 and 1 will be 7, equaling to 14. And every other side, 4, 2, 3, 5, will all equal to 5. So it'll be 20 around, 14 up and down, equaling to, again, 34. That's how my understanding and the reality is actually happening in the truth of what we can see. And since we created all these perfect things in creation, and don't forget, how come they've been bringing all these new sports teams to Las Vegas where the numbers are? Why did they bring in the colored flag representing what is? Let me just do it a different way. When you're born, you're noted, might not be true, a boy or a girl. Boy or girl, when you're born. We have one moon bringing in boys and girls in one moon. Mars has 2 moons. So don't you think they mixed up the triangles? They inverted things? Mars has 2 moons, 2 triangles. Earth has 1 moon, 1 triangle. Or did Mars come in as a square and it becomes the 14 ring? I don't know. It's questionable. You got to believe. You got to believe. What do we got to believe? Let me read this a little bit further down. Believe what in Space Invaders? I like that game a lot. Snakes, snake eyes. So when you're barring, you're 66, right? When you're barring. And don't forget, we didn't talk about the backgammon double dice, right? When you're barring 66, 12. Is it 66 or is it 12? Which one is it? Female. The word woman is 66. The invert, does that mean this is male? This is freedom. Does that mean this is capture? This is 1 and 1. That's not 11. It's 1 and 1 is 2. This is 66, or is it 6 and 6, 12? Because when you play the game, this is what they say to you. I and R, the perfect letters. They're the perfect letters because well, first of all, the mathematics of what 360 degrees is, right? 3 times 6, 18, the letter R. 1 plus 8 equals to 9. The invert, 3 plus 6 equals to 9. So the mathematics of number 36 invert to that reality. And that's why I call it the perfect letters. Now note that if you're looking at 99, Jupiter is number 99 and 13 is number 99, which is pretty much ironic for me. Now, when you go to the queen, when you add up to the queen, it gives me 78. 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 12 equals to 78. When you add up 1 to 13, it gives me to 91 or 19 or 1991. A 19 will revert to the moon. 7 and 8 is going to revert to Mars. The queen is going to go back to Mars. One of the things about that is 17, 1 times 7, 1 plus 7, okay, equals to 7 and 8. 7 and 8, the word 12. The word October Adding up 1 to 12 is 78. 1 times 7, 1 plus 7, 7 and 8. 7 and 8 is 15. 1 plus 5 equals to 6. Mars, 5 and 1, the 51st numeric value. 5 and 1, back to 6 again, back to the windows of Mars. 17, 17, 17 is 51. Again, we're back to Mars. And the number 17 only has 3 calculations. 1 times 7, 1 plus 7 equals to 7 and 8. 7 times 8, 7 plus 8 is 56 and 15. And we go back to 71 again. So now what we can do is we can separate it. We can go the 15 in one equation, and we can go the 56 in the other equation. What's ironic about that is that 15 or 51, 1 times 5, 1 plus 5, 5 and 6, 11. Okay. And if we go, the other one was already 11. So we get 11, 11 back in Mars, the creation. 11 will create 12. 12 will create 5, but it'll also create 3 and 2. So by creating 3 and 2, 5, if you multiply it, it creates 6. 6 times 5 is 30. 6 plus 5, 11 equals to 41. The word king is number 41, but you can also look at it as K and then ing. And the reason for that is because there's words, there's add-ons, and add-ons are ing as an add-on. So if you have king, ing is an add-on. I'm a little kid. I'm a little mixed up. You told me ing was an add-on. Now I see the word king, and I'm thinking it's K, and K is the 11th letter, and then the add-on ing 30. So it comes out to the exact calculation to what is 5 times 6, 30. 5 plus 6, 11. No, I don't have a Discord. I'm not really too savvy with computers. Actually, I do have a Discord. I don't remember what it is. Every time I go to Discord, I get really mixed up and frustrated. I'm going to give you an excuse that I find it very hard to promote things and everything. It takes a lot of energy here, and here. And I don't know if I'm doing it right. And I have no one to throw it off whether I'm doing it right. So it's always good to work with others to know that you're doing it right. Just like anything I've said tonight, does anything make sense at all? I find the truth in the deck of cards. In this deck of cards, there are actually only 3 cards per suit that you need to keep. Since there are 4 suits times 3, you need 12 cards. But you need the 12 cards as 3 cards and 9 cards. The reason for that is because then you start to polarize the elements. Once you get to the 4th number, it becomes the polarized element. Another thing about that is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals to 10. 4 plus 3 plus 2 equals to 9. And I don't have to do anymore because I don't need A. A is inside of what is 5. A is inside of what is 9. A is inside of what is 3. The reason for that, it is the singularity here. All we have on a dice cube is this. We don't have anything else. It's either on the outside or it's a single dot on the inside. I started explaining that before about these dots. I just tried to think. I'm trying to sometimes imagine that if each one of these dots, right, but you can't do it because this is a corner. If you cut all this cube up, you would end up to have this. 66, you're going to have to explain that like order 66. So when you're looking at 66, are you looking at 66? I'm going to show you 66, right? You just put 66. Hold on a second. There it is. Did you put that 99.99 or was that 66.66? Right? So everything it gets a new formation. It gets a true formation because that's what you can actually do. So you put numbers, and now we're going to go to something else. The number 6 equals to 52. 5 and 2 is 7. I'm going to go to Earth. the 66 or 6 and 6 in a word is going to equal to 104. Now 104 is also like 10 4, 10 on this side, 4 on the other side, and CB codes its communication, and this is going to bring me into the moon. It's going to make the numeric value of 5775 by going into the moon. It's also going to create the bar mitzvah. It's also going to tell me 34, 7. Number 3 is 56, 2, 7, 11. The word 3 equals 56, 5, and 6, 11. The word 1 equals to 34, 3, and 4, 7, 7, 11. The word 6 equals to 52. The word 4 equals to 60, equals to 112. Since I cannot create it that way, I do not want to go into the hundreds. I'm going to add them up on top of each other to a single digit. So we have 652. We have 4, which is 60. This becomes 11. This becomes 2. This becomes 22. We can use the word ape when 6 and 4 comes together. Or how about F and D? Maybe we'll put a little gold in between 33. The rotation in the sun between Mars and Jupiter, between Mars and Saturn and Jupiter plays the role over here. You do know that when you look at this, you have 7 and 3, 10 for the 10 commandments. You have 9 and 1, 10 for the 10 commandments. And then 46 is an inside area for 10. And 28 is an inside area for 10. 10, 10, 10, 10. 40. Plus the center area of 5 that was crossed over 4 times. 4 by 5 equals to 20, and 40 equaling to 60. The dividing gate, 2 times 4, 2 plus 4. In French, once you get to 69, when you say 70, you will say 60 plus 10. When you get to 80, you will say 4 times 20. When you get to 90, you will say 4 times 20 plus 10. That's how that works. Let me see this over here. Yes, it does, just not all games. Meaning, what is that supposed to refer to? What does that refer to? I'm trying to see what that refers to. Another thing is that no, I'm not referring to that. I'm just going to, if you have a pyramid, you have the minimum of a 3-side pyramid or a 4-side pyramid. Now, the thing about the 3-side pyramid is if you're holding in your hand, it's got 4 sides. 3 and 4 come together. 12, 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 3, 4. Male and female. Now, to love one's wing. What does it mean to love one's wing? If you say L in French, it'll be a wing. When you say M in French, it means to love. Je t'aime. Another thing about that is the female at 12 is 12 ending. The female becomes 13 to become the woman. The male is 13, 13 ending. The male becomes 14. 13 goes into the sun. 13 goes into the moon. 14 goes into the sun. The female goes into the moon. The male goes into the sun. The division of the alphabet is between the moon and the sun. In artwork, if I wanted to do it, it would be 13 and 14, and the in-between is 13.5, the letter M, the letter E. It's also going to refer to orange, red, and yellow. Seems like the initials say Roy. Maybe Royce in creation. Like, how about roll the dice in Rolls Royce? Matter, energy, 77, 74. This is the female. This is the male. This becomes the sun. This becomes the moon. I speak everything in general. I didn't put it all together yet. This is 60. This is 27. This is 92. Between red and yellow, it becomes 911, or 99 and 20 equaling to 119, or 29, birth in the IT system. 2 times 9, 18. 2 plus 9, 11. Now, where do I get the IT system? It's because when I created this, 5 times 4 equals to what is 20. 5 plus 4 equals to 09. I and T come together. 54 refers to the sun. 1 times 4, 1 plus 4 will create this number over here. This will now create DC, direct current to the female, which was what the males gave up and left it over to the female. 13 and 5, if you go to the game of pool, the 13 ball will be a stripe, and the 5 will be a solid, and the color will be orange, and orange is made up between yellow and red. In the dice game, when I spoke about this, 49 and 14 equaling to 63, the word 11 equals to 63, and they always go yo 11. Well, when you say this word and you don't see it, it can also mean student. And if you're looking at the student, you're now going to have the teacher. And when you have the teacher, we're going to, only at fourth does TH begin. And when TH begins at fourth, you have the T letter sounding, and then you have the H letter sounding. And for me, and for a young child that's learning, we would have the word teach or each. You want to look at it that way, or do you want to look at it this way? At the same time, the first letter, the third letter, and the fifth letter, ACE. Now, I also like to think about hardware. I can also think about hard way. The reason for that is because everything has been put into the system where I'm from, and they're telling me about ACE and home hardware. So I like to think of it that way. But not only that, how about this word? The 19th letter, 1 plus 9 equals to 10 equals to 1. The U is the 21st letter, 2 plus 1 equals to 3, and the N is the 14th letter, 1 and 4 equals to 5. And then you get this scenario over here. And through this, I don't have to use it. It's always referred to as this. When I look at this, and it looks to me like the letter D. When I look at this, it looks to me like the letter C has come together as in DC to create the A, which is a division. So once I see this barred division, I can now create this. Once I see this slanted line like this, I can now create this. Once I see the other slanted line like that, I can now create this. So now this is going to lead me up to a whole lot of new words. Yes, before I asked if anything made sense, yes, I did. I can't keep up with myself. I am, look at that. I'm getting all red. Another thing is, check out this word here. Check out this word. 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 equals 2 and 1, the letter U. 2 plus 1 is 3, the letter C. The 11th letter is K. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the first 2 letters equals to the 6th letter F. So through this, we create that. And the value of this is going to be 14, 35, 41. You can almost write the word king. So now you got fucking. That's what this says. I'm getting a little bit tired, so I'm going to end it here. Tammy, I think you had a question in one of the comments, and I'm going to go back to the comments. Divide that by 2, multiply it by 100, and do 20. Somebody's making a joke here. What is the word portal? Can you explain that to me, please? Portal, portal. You know, they also have portrait. Portal is like a portrait. I don't know. It's a passage. Pass is 55, so it's an exit in the IT system. X in the IT system. That's funny. Now that I said that, is the word exit. Yeah, and earlier, 9 times 8, 9 plus 8 equals to 72 and 17. But if I reverse it to 27 and 17, it creates 44 for space. Exit is number 19, exit is number 29 and 29 inside the word 1111 inside exit. DNA, D-N-A-I-T, donate. I'm just trying to see where 19 and 29 come in. These are very relevant things when a 1 and 2 comes together in situation. 19, 29, 13, 23. When 1 and 2 come together, and the second number is the same. Let me see. I just want to see. Yeah, I was at that concert last week. I went away with my son. East Coast, yes. Portal. I don't know. It's a comment. You said it's 6:05 for real. I'm not sure of the other equation, 8 times 10. I am too tired to say that, but there was one I wanted to answer you direct. Oh, here's one I didn't see. I didn't see. Let me see. Oh yeah, I didn't see this. I just liked 2 of your things. Man, I was following. Then you ended me to next year. Laugh out that loud. That's what I got. I was 17, I believe, way back into 97, 79. But that is also pretty important. 9 and 7 are huge. Birth at the gate, 13 and 14. In fact, that's good that you said that. That this one over here is going to refer to 7 at the moon and 9 at the sun. And the 7 becomes the female and the 9 becomes the male because of the mathematics. Yeah, computer stuff. This where we live today is it's already been pre-written, just like the odds. Everything is perfect. Las Vegas is the final step. Once they get all the sports teams in there, that's the final step. And if you go look at Jean-Jacques Chalac at Bugs Bunny, go look at what he does. He goes to the a dam. A dam is number 5. And the reason I refer to dam is also in French female. It is the queen, number 62. Dam, you can look at beavers. And when you look at the nickel, there is a beaver dams, and you have to destroy the dams in Las Vegas. On Bugs Bunny, they destroyed the dams in Bugs Bunny. IT, what is IT? I don't know what the IT is. It's the IT system. It's the IT. That's 29. Every 4th year, we have the extra day. It becomes that IT. I also am going to maybe do the artwork in this to understand it a little bit more. But I'm extremely tired. I'm going to be going to bed, and I really appreciate everybody being here. There's so much more to do. If somebody can help this channel out, that'd be just fantastic. One of the ways you can help out this channel is by sharing what you believe to be true to the reality of what I do. That if it makes any sense, where we can take this I can also connect this to the Mayan time and match up Mayan time. There was something else I know I missed. Oh, matter and energy. I did the sun. I explained the ace. I explained the sun. Oh, yes. The last thing, and I repeat a lot, and that's when we're bringing perfect numbers. And I'm going to say this every night. Whatever number you want, but I'm going to keep it low for easy calculations. Let's say number 11. How can we get 11? The only way we're going to calculate anything is multiply it by 3. 3 times 4 is 12 minus 1. 3 times 3 is 9 plus 2. That's how we get 11. 13. 3 times 4 is 12 plus 1. 13. 3 times 5 is 15 minus 2. That's how we get it. That's what makes it perfect. There's a reason for it. 1 and 2 is your base creation of 3. It should already be, I'm not even sure which words to use. Anyways, I went to this place. This is Alex Gray. I think he has a place called Gallery of Sacred Mirrors. Fantastic place, fantastic vision. Alex Gray and Allison Gray, fantastic artists with great vision. I also went to see other paintings in other museums, and it was just enlightening just to see different ways of history and trying to bring myself into how all of this fits together. But anyways, for now, peace and love. Have a good night. Thank you very much. Tomorrow.